And there's a particular woman that has achieved the status of warrior woman in my eyes. She's been a woman, she's not anymore, that's 2022. She's a woman, currently is a woman to the best of my knowledge. She's been fighting hard for almost 3 decades. She founded the AVN, the Australian Vaccination Network, in the 90s. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sister Meryl Dorey to the stage. Now, just before I hand the microphone to Meryl, just come stand here, Meryl. I worked on the committee with this lovely woman, the committee of the not-for-profit organisation called AVN for a few years with her. She's just recently announced her retirement after almost 3 decades on the job. I felt, when she told me that, I thought I was going to be sad when I heard those words one day. I knew they were going to come eventually. I felt happy for her because she's put in so much hard work, so much effort, and she's made a difference in this country. So on behalf of myself, Meryl, TPR, the greater community of Australia for the last 30 years, just a small token so I don't get too excited. Some flowers. And there's a picture that was taken on this stage, and I love it. You know what it is. She knows what it is. It's all wrapped up. It's meant to be a surprise. Wasted my wrapping paper. But as a group, guys, as a community, I'd like to welcome everybody to thank Meryl for her long service to this country.
Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone and to the TPR committee, and for Tricky, who's done the most amazing job at organizing that I could ever possibly imagine. And yes, I am leaving the AVN on the 31st of December, but I am not leaving the issue. I will never leave the issue as long as it exists. I'm going to be here. But I think I can be more effective. There's a fantastic committee at the AVN, and I'm going to be off doing my own thing in conjunction with them. So thank you so much, Tricky. I really appreciate it. And I'll have some more time with my family, which is really good. Now, Tricky asked me to speak today, and he asked me what I wanted to talk about, and I hadn't got a clue. But the thing that came to me, I'm going to start with a poem. When I was in high school and when I was in primary school, I loved poetry. And this poem by Sir John Moore stayed with me throughout my life. And I want to start with it because I hope it speaks to you as much as it speaks to me. And I hope I remember the words. No man is an island entire of himself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a manner of thy friends or of thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved with mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. That is a very upbeat poem, isn't it? But it really does speak to me, because when I look out at the people here, when I think about all the people gathered today around the world for the same goal, the same end, I know that that is mankind being unified, and that unity is growing, and it needs to grow. We need to make sure that we don't become our own worst enemies, which is what I see happening in our communities so many times. I see people sniping at other people in our community. I see people talking about me, about Tricky, about other people, calling us controlled opposition. What the hell? I've done this for 29 years. Tricky has a vaccine-injured child. We need to stand together. We need to be united, and we need to not be the ones driving us apart. The rest of the world is trying to drive us apart. And if we hold close to each other, if we make sure that regardless of our disagreements, we all want the same thing, don't we? We want healthy children. We want freedom to choose. We want a government that's not going to lie to us and mandate dangerous medical procedures so that we can work and put food on our table. We all want this. So we need to